Hi, welcome to another video on my pneumatic arm and robotic arm, pneumatic hand actually. And last time I reconstructed the wrist, which succeeded. However, if you look at the wrist closely, you can see that this part is completely on the inside, while this is actually on the outside. I don't like that, and it is completely stuck. It is not flexible. So what I want to do is replace these with these parts and connect them using this. That should make everything much more flexible. Another thing I have to do is to check on the wiring, because in the end of the reconstruction last time, the problem occurred that when I touched the sensors in the fingers, the compressor didn't start. And that may be a problem of the wiring, but it may also be a problem of timing, because timing indicates that I didn't hold the switches long enough. So I will have to test that. Apart from that, I want to have a look at the arm extension, because it is not exactly as it should be. But first, let me replace the wrist. So I'm going to start with this one. Then I put this one in. Then this one. As far as possible. And then put this one on it. And then it shows that I can put it further inside. So this one goes here. I can put this one a little bit more to the outside and see how this works out. And when they are all fixed, it's much more flexible. The only danger that there is that it may be too flexible for the wires, because previously it was connected here and now it's connected here. So that may be a problem. But on the other hand, I still have wires, wire length here, not as much, but it's still there. So let's see how it works out, and if necessary I can put them all back. That said, let me first also test the wiring. Very, very important that at least is working correctly. One more for now. So this one is going in here. It should be very nice if this works out. And there it goes. So that is two. And already some changes are being seen. And the question is if this is safe enough, but we'll find out. While reconstructing this, another question is, of course, how does the torsion influence the wires? Because everything runs here through the hole in the wrist plate now. And if I turn it around, you can clearly see let me lift the arm. Reposition the cam a little bit. You can, I think, clearly see the torsion in here. And that indicates that I have to be really careful. This is too much torsion, and if I turn it back, it's alright. So now this is best. Now it's completely untorted. So when I turn it this way, it can be alright. So there was already torsion in it, so this is the best way. I have to be very careful with that. Too much torsion and you break things. So let me get on with this replacement. This is one, and again this is two. Oops. So now these two are all done, but that makes this point a little bit too much flexible, too flexible, so I have to take really care that this should be replaced as well. And I need one like this because I'm for now out of black parts, but it doesn't matter, not that much anyway. And now you see the increasing flexibility. And this one has to be in the correct position. This one goes here, and the last one goes right there. And this is very flexible now. And if I put it back, I really have to take care how flexible everything is and how torted everything is. But so far so good. Next is the compressor testing and wiring. So at this moment I have started the program. And so far it's going up and down only, but let me start now by pressing the thumb and see and wait if the compressor starts working. So far on the monitor, on the computer, I don't see that this is being recognized, because I only see that the left sensor is being recognized. I'll let it go, nothing has happened yet. Then the little finger, and actually nothing is happening. Is it worrying? Yes, it is. I test each finger now, and if this doesn't work, I need to use the Diagnostics software to actually check the wiring. This isn't working either, and there's too much whining. Alright. This needs to go on. And there's nothing happening. So yet another finger. It's the middle finger. Now it works. This means that at least that wiring is alright. So now I can safely see if all the fingers are correct. It took a while. At least the middle finger should be fine now with compression. So I'll have to wait a bit, because the middle finger was correct. It's not happening. Ring finger. No response either. Little finger. No response, so that means that I have to check the wiring. Let me see the index finger. So is that the same problem as I experienced some time ago, that for some reason the pneumatic doesn't work? I hope not. I feel no response from the fingers from the pneumatic, so time for the diagnostics interface. So with this wiring problem, I will have to stop the hand software and start the diagnostics. The hand software is on the regular interface, not on the extension. So what I can do now is just put input the switches in. This is input 4 and this is input 4 as well. Now that doesn't make any sense. So this is 4. This should be 5, not 4. 5 doesn't respond. 4 does respond. 3 responds. 2 responds. And 1 response. So wiring is all complete. The only problem then is 5 that does not respond at all. So the question is which side is the culprit, and you can check anything you like, but if everything looks fine, and I'm pressing the finger again, and this is always the problem, which wire is which. And how to check it. In last resort, I can always do a so-called wire test to measure it, but I don't think that the whole connection is a problem, because this wire is this connection wire connection whatever is made up from several pieces of wire. So each segment then has to be checked. So let me do just that. And in this case the diagnostics was absolutely correct, because as you can see, one of the segments is has come loose. So time to fix it, and probably fix this too. And it isn't as easy at all. Here's one. And then this is number 2. and showing a little bit of pain to fix. Very narrow space to handle. And it doesn't seem to go in, doesn't want to go in. So one more loose. There it goes. And then there's only something you can hope that this works fine now, and that this was the only problem. So it can move freely now. This can move freely. Still need to take care of torsion, but let's test again. So with this fixed wire, let's test again. Definitely. And this also points out another problem, because obviously I'm not even touching the sensor for input 4, and yet it is being signaled. So this means that the wiring, and yes, the wiring is being touched by finger 5 at times. But it is correct. Now finger 3, finger 2 and finger 1. Correct and correct. So now I'm sure that this is alright. The only thing that is a bit of a problem is the motors, because you may have noticed that the pivot motor didn't work. So let me test that as well, and for that I have to connect to the slave. Motor 1 is the vertical movement. Motor 2 is the pivot. So let's see if that is still working. And I don't hear anything. I hear nothing at all. So that is a bit worrisome. Why don't I hear anything? Alright. A motor that doesn't do anything. And yes, also there is a wire loose. So I have to repair that as well. As you can see here, there's a wire not connected. So let me take them both out. quick fix, but it has to be done. That is one, and that is two. Now this should work again. So let me test this situation. And just first via the interface, the diagnostic interface. Oh. Most definitely. So now I am going to run the program. And now why is this happening? Alright. Oops, sorry for shaking the camera. But I do have to give the arm some space. And something is not completely working here. No, not at all even. Ouch, this is a big problem. And I show you what the problem is. Right here. So this has completely gone. So let me stop the program before more damage is done. This is actually a bad situation. This is good, but this is very bad. So now it is in its proper place again, but it shows that there is very little room for the arm to move in this space. And if it goes too far, there really is a problem with this whole setup. So, are all the gears in place? Let me have a look. Yes, everything is in place. So, let me have a final test for now. Because this one should be there, since this is not yet in the end. Let me run again. Yes. Now why is this not working? This is not good. That is not working because it is slipping the gear. So I need to find a solution for a slipping gear here. They are, when this is the motor gear, the gearbox is like this. So it's turning under it. And that I do have to fix. But that's for another time. For now, thank you for watching. A little recap. I fixed the, I reconstructed the wrist for more flexibility. I fixed the wire here, and I fixed the wire here. and then another problem turns up. A little other thing that should be taken care of is this, because this is being stretched, and this is much better. So I need to take care of that, and the other side as well. And with this, yeah, again, thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please consider to subscribe. And if you like to support, allow advertisements, or see my website, which is listed under this video, for another option to support my blog. To be continued.